Hello and welcome to this vlog. I think this one is going to be quite a brief one, but I thought it would just be fun to sort of take you with me on this little experiment that I want to do. But basically, I have an issue when I do really fine things with crochet. So this is kind of what I do as my actual job. So I'm a 3D sculptor, like I make characters and stuff for video games, and I spend a lot of times just doing this, which is quite intensive on my wrist. And usually when I do crochet stuff, I use this interchangeable hook, which is quite thick and substantial. So when I'm doing crochet, I'm not clamping on it as hard, which is great for like pain that I get here. But when I do amigurumi, so for example, this project that I did recently for this little guy, I run into the issue with these sizes. So this is a 2.5 millimeter and this is a 3 millimeter, and I use these a lot when I do amigurumi. And for some people this might be thick enough, but for me it's just not enough and it makes my hands cramp up. I get pains here. So I feel like I need to address this, because when I do small things and I spend days doing this, literally the days after that, I have so much pain when I'm doing sculpting, which is not ideal. So my idea is to go to one of the local craft shops and get some like Fimo clay, and instead of getting one of these hooks, I'm just going to get like a full like small metal one, and then I'm just going to build clay on top of that so that hopefully I can get something as thick as this, so that I can use that to work instead of these fine ones, and hopefully that addresses the pain issues that I get. But I might, if I can manage, I would like to maybe add like some small little figurines at the base here just to make it a little bit more pretty. But yeah, let's go to the shop together. Hello, and I am here with my loot. So it's now actually Monday after work, because on Saturday after I got back from the shop, my friends actually arrived not too long after. So I didn't really have time to actually put all this together, but I'm gonna do it tonight. So basically, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown of the colours that I got, because I went on Pinterest before I went to the shop and I found some reference images that I want to use as basically a sort of like creative like direction that I want to go in with these crochet hooks. So I've got two sizes that I use quite a lot, but I can't use the interchangeable hook for it. So I'm going to try and get the same thickness as this. And then for one hook, I am going to go with this blue base. I don't know if it will show it properly with the light, but I'm going to go with a blue base and then might do some like lily pads along the base here. And then I've got a dark green and a dark purple with glitter in it, and I'm gonna try and make a wizard frog to put at the end of it. And then for the other crochet hook, I'm gonna do a very similar thing, but instead of blue, I'm gonna go with this pink lilac-y colour. And again, I'm going to do a frog, but I might just switch up the design a little bit. And then I do have some black to make like a little face and some eyes for the frogs. But that's pretty much all I got. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I think I'm going to start with the blue. And I'm just going to have to spend a long time kneading it together and making it soft and then wrapping it around here. And I might actually use some garden wire inside to give it a little bit more structure when I attach the frog, but I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, quickly popping in to mention that I'm just evening out this base, and then there's this little metal piece that is on the table, and I'm actually inserting that at the end of the base, and it's creating this little loop that I will use as an anchor point for the frog, just to give it a little bit more security when it's dried and I'm actually using it. He is starting to shape up, but he needs a little bit more volume on his face. It is not the easiest to do this with Fimo, but it is possible. It's just a little bit finicky.
He looks so ugly.
Okay, so I tried making him look a little less cursed and like he, you know, cannot haunt my dreams, but yeah, no, he still looks like he doesn't have a soul. They are out of the oven and they have cooled down, and I've had a chance to test them out as well. And honestly, I love them so much. So I'll show you a better close-up now they're dry. So this is the first guy I did, and he looks hilarious. I see him as the old grumpy wizard frog who has seen many battles, and then we've got this little guy who is the wizard's apprentice, and he still has a young positive outlook on this world. So yeah, super happy with them, even though that, yeah, they look a little bit derpy. And I've also tested them. So this is the 3mm needle, and this has been the 2mm needle, and honestly, pretty good. Like, the tension is even, so I can't complain about that. The only thing I did notice is, obviously because the needles themselves were bigger than my interchangeable set. So what has sort of happened is that this one is quite long, and even though that in terms of weight they actually feel very similar, but obviously because they're longer, there's just a little bit more weight here at the end of my hand, which when I was doing the test squares, or well, not squares, circles, it wasn't an issue. So I'm hoping that when I do another project, I hope that I'm not going to get annoyed by it. But even just from holding it, like at first like glance, it just feels much more pleasant to hold in my hand compared to this. Like, I already don't feel like I have to like cramp onto it, especially when I'm trying to get it through like a really tight fitting stitch. So all in all, I think it's been a success and I'm super happy with it. And yeah, I think this is probably going to be it for this video. I know this one is quite short, but I figured, you know, I wanted to do this. And I figured, you know what, why not take you guys with me? I thought it would be kind of cute and a fun little like side thing to show you guys how I went about making this. And yeah, I hope you had a good time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!